Good morning, students. Today we start a new chapter, Resistance and the First War of Independence. In this lesson, we will learn about the struggles of various tribal groups against the British, the First War of Independence and their causes. Okay, we will start. Let us all read the topic Thumb of the Nagodas. Who were Nagodas? Nagodas were the sericulturists of Bengal. Sericulturist means Pattanul Krishikar. Weavers from various countries came to buy the silk they produced. Nagodas were the sericulturists of Bengal. Weavers from different countries came to buy the silk they made. After the Battle of Plassey, Bengal came under the rule of the English East India Company. Then the British officials began to exploit the Nagodas. Then the life of the Nagodas became miserable. How the life of the Nagodas became miserable? They were compelled to do weaving for meager wages. Meager wages means kuranya vedanatinu. The British officials compelled the Nagodas to do weaving for meager wages. They were made bonded laborers of the company, denying opportunity to seek any other means of livelihood. Bonded laborers means karar തൊഴിലാളികൾ. British officials treated Nagodas were the bonded laborers of the company. The life of the Nagodas was like that of slaves. The workers who were not willing to obey were tortured. Their properties were seized. Those who did not accept the decision of the British were brutally beaten and their property were seized. Seized means പിടിച്ചെടുക്കുക, വസ്തുവകകൾ പിടിച്ചെടുക്കുക. Finally, the Nagodas decided to give up their traditional occupation. Give up means ഉപേക്ഷിക്കുക. What was the way they decided to give up their traditional occupation? They decided to cut off their thumbs. The Nagodas decided to cut off their thumbs as a protest against the policies of the English East India Company. Nagodas were the sericulturists of Bengal. The British began to exploit the Nagodas. Then the life of the Nagodas became miserable. So they decided to give up their traditional occupation. Then they decided to cut off their thumbs as a protest against the policies of the English East India Company. You have seen the protest of the Nagodas. This was not an isolated event. The company rule adversely affected all the workers engaged in traditional occupations. There were uprisings in different parts of our country against this. You have learned about Nagodas. Not only Nagodas, but also all the traditional occupations were adversely affected by the British rule. They reacted strongly against the British exploitation. Who were exploited under the company rule? Farmers, weavers, craftsmen, tribals. Let's study each one. First one, farmers. Against the farmers. With the subjugation of Bengal, subjugation means കീഴടക്കുക. The attention of the company shifted to the rich agricultural sector of the region. Their aim was to exploit the maximum resources. After the conquest of Bengal, the British turned their attention to the agricultural sector of the Bengal. Bengal was a land of agricultural prosperity. So, the British turned their attention to the agricultural sector of the region. Their aim was to exploit the maximum resources from Bengal. So, they adopted different strategies. What were the strategies they adopted? Levied heavy tax on farmers. കർഷകർക്ക് മേൽ അമിതമായ നികുതി ഭാരം ഏൽപ്പിച്ചു. Another strategy, no tax concessions were sanctioned even when drought and flood destroyed the agriculture. No tax concession was given even if the crop was destroyed. Another one, middlemen, Samintas. Samintas are known as middlemen. Were assigned to the duty of collecting tax. Who were assigned to collect the tax? Samintas. Imposed the condition that the tax was to be paid in the form of cash. The farmers had to depend on sahus, the private money lenders, for loans at a high rate of interest. What was the demand of the English East India Company? The tax must be paid in the form of cash only. For this, the farmers had to depend the private money lenders. These private money lenders are known as sahus. These private money lenders were paid at very high interest rates. The company identified that the fertile fields of Bengal were much favorable for growing the commercial crops like cotton, jute and indigo. These were the major raw materials for the industries in England. Consequently, they decided to expand its cultivation and forced the farmers to do so. The British found that the soil of Bengal was most suitable for the cultivation of cotton, jute and indigo. These cotton, jute and indigo are important raw materials needed for the industries in England. So, the British decided to cultivate cotton, jute and indigo in Bengal, and they forced the Bengal farmers to do so. As a result, the fields that were used only for the cultivation of food crops changed into the plantations of cotton, jute and indigo. As a result, farmers became landless and were forced to become laborers. The British decided to cultivate cotton, jute and indigo in Bengal, and they forced the Bengal farmers to do so. As a result, the farmers lost their farms and became laborers. Next, the British exploited the tribals. Against the tribals, the intrusion means idapedal. The intrusion of the company was not limited to the agricultural sector. They framed several laws to exploit the forest resources. Not only agricultural sector in India, but also the forest resources in India was the target of the British. For this, they framed several laws to exploit the forest resources. These laws gave the company absolute control over the forest. Why did the British frame such a forest law? Through this law, the forest in India came under the complete control of the British. This disturbed the collection of forest products and adversely affected the tribals' traditional farming. Who was most affected by these laws? Yes, tribals. The tribal people depend on the forest for their livelihood. Due to this forest law, disturbed the collection of forest products and adversely affected the tribal's traditional farming. The tribal habitat was rich in mineral deposits, and to exploit these, the British constructed roads and railways to these regions. These measures intensified the miseries of the tribals. The tribal habitat was rich in mineral deposits. So, the British constructed roads and rail facilities to exploit the mineral deposits of the tribal regions. These measures intensified the life of the tribal people miserable. We have learned that the British built the railways to exploit the mineral deposits in the forest. Thus began the railways in India. Let's look at the beginning of railways. The Indian Railways was launched on 16th April 1853. The first train from Bombay to Thane was flagged off at 3:35 p.m. on that day. The train had 14 coaches that carried 400 passengers. On March 1861, the first train in Kerala ran from Tirur to Bepur. Railways were started in India during the period of Lord Dalhousie. Railways were started in India on 16th April 1853. The first train from Bombay to Thane left at 3:35 p.m. that evening. The train had 14 coaches that carried 400 passengers. The first train in Kerala ran from Tirur to Bepur in March 1861. In which year did the first train run in India? 1853. 16th April 1853. In which year did the first train run in Kerala? On March 1861. Next, the British exploited the weavers. Weavers means Neithgar. Against the weavers. You now know that cotton cultivation became widespread in India during the Company rule. However, the handloom industry in India declined. We learned that the British started cultivating cotton instead of agricultural crops. There is a lot of cotton cultivating in India, but the handloom industry in India became declined. What are the reasons the handloom industry in India became declined? First one, the large scale export of cotton, the raw material of handloom industry to Britain. Cotton was the major raw material for the industries in England. So, the British export cotton to England. This was the one reason of the handloom industry in India declined. Another reason, the large scale import of cheaper textiles manufactured in the British factories. Cheaper textiles, cheaper clothes from Britain were imported to India. Another reason, excessive taxes were levied on clothes made in India. More taxes were imposed on clothes made in India. These are the reasons the handloom industry in India became declined. These factors rendered thousands of Indian weavers jobless. Many workers in the handloom sector lost their jobs due to these reasons. Next, is the uprisings, കലാപങ്ങളിലേക്ക്. You have identified the major occupational groups who lost their livelihood as a result of the company rule. These people started rebellions against the company and Semintas, the middlemen of the company. The farmers, tribals, and the weavers lost their livelihood as a result of the company rule. So, these people started rebellions against the company and Semintas. Semintas means a middleman of the company. The farmers, the tribals, and the weavers started rebellions against the British rule. Though not well organized, the resistance against the company became common in different parts of the country. The resistance are not well organized, but these resistance against the company became common in different parts of the country. Peasant revolt started at the very beginning of the company rule. In 19th century, several rebellions broke out in Malabar. It was led by the Mappila tenants. Tenants means Kudiyanmar and are known as the Mappila rebellions. In 19th century, several rebellions broke out in Malabar and these rebellions was led by the Mappila tenants and these rebellions are known as Mappila rebellions. Similar uprisings burst out in Bengal and were known as Farasi rebellions. The rebellions burst out in Bengal are known as Farasi rebellions. Besides the peasants, the tribals also rose in revolt against the company. The major tribal groups that organized the rebellions are the Phils in Maratha, the Kolis in Ahmednagar, the Kols in Chota Nagpur, the Sandals in Rajmahal Hills, the Kurchias in Wayanad, who were the major tribal groups that led the rebellions against the British. The Phils in Maratha, the Kolis in Ahmednagar, the Kols in Chota Nagpur, the Sandals in Rajmahal Hills, and the Kurchias in Wayanad. Today's class is winding up. Everyone read this part as well. Okay.